Yeah, well, fundamentally, we're trying to make the point that the Trump administration, Kristi Noem, Donald Trump, they don't know how to tell the difference between the good guys and the bad guys. That was the point. By all means, if there are people here who are violent criminals, traffickers, that kind of thing, get them out. But of course, that's not what the Trump administration is doing. The vast majority of what they've been doing is locking up and deporting honest, hardworking people, children, U.S. citizens, people, all to hit this arbitrary target, this quota that Stephen Miller has sent of trying to deport 3,000 people a day. And I think the way that we change public opinion on this issue is by humanizing it and by telling stories of real people who've been impacted. So that was the goal yesterday. And, as my team and I were talking about it, there's a lot of different angles you could take. We thought about sharing a bunch of stories of ways that children have been impacted, for example, by Kristi Noem and the Trump administration. But we decided to focus on veterans and military families because, again, I think it's an important way that we just humanize what's going on. So yesterday, during my 5 minutes that I had to question the secretary, we brought in three people, all either veterans or actually all veterans. The first was a man named Sejun Park, who is a Army veteran, combat veteran, was shot twice for our country in Panama in 1989. Like many military veterans, he struggled afterwards with some PTSD and substance abuse. He had some minor offenses on his record, but has been clean and sober for over a decade. She just deported him to Korea, a country that he hasn't lived in since he was 9 years old. Jim, who you'll hear from in a second, combat veteran, real American patriot. His wife, Donna, who is a legal resident of this country, has lived here peacefully and patriotically for over 40 years, has been unjustly locked up as well. And then finally, Alejandro Barranco, a U.S. Marine veteran. His father, Narcisco, is a landscaper who was on camera very violently assaulted by ICE, detained, facing deportation. He's the father of 3 U.S. Marines, including Alejandro. So our goal was to just make Secretary Noem come face to face with the human consequences of what she's doing in hopes of helping these 3 individuals with their cases, but also making the wider point that the administration is not doing a good enough job separating the good guys from the bad guys and focusing immigration enforcement in the way that they really should.